I gotta do a bot cast this month too. It's been a little while. Damn, bro. Damn. It's so hard not to get distracted when I go to X. The first I get on X and the first thing I see is goddamn Michael Jackson. Back in that 70s Michael Jackson too. Oh man. Bot rigs. What the fuck? Oh, I forgot about that. Yikes. Oh, okay. Yeah, gotta be careful. Man, you go to X. It's easy. It's so easy to get distracted. My God. Like before work, I went on X. I said, let me check X. I had like 10 minutes before work, and I swear it was just like distraction after distraction after distraction. I was like, damn, I can't wait to come home and just look into this shit. Then by the time I come home, like I don't even care about that shit. It's like so funny. I got home and said, I gotta clean my room. Fuck that. So this is the snack of the night. My mom bought like some Hershey chocolate pie. I wish she would have got the Reese's one. I thought about maybe stop to the store to get some gummy worms or gummy bears, but I gotta stop spending so much money. I've been kind of irresponsible. This week I'm gonna be very frugal. Gas prices are kicking my ass, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Gas prices are kicking my ass. You know, I hate to be that guy, but fuck Donald Trump. I love how I now have Trump derangement syndrome. What the hell is that? Oh, okay. I have Trump derangement syndrome now. All right, so we're back to playing this bullshit. This fucking Romhack. Last episode, I didn't make any like significant progress. Let's hope today is different. What can I say? So, hey, that's that kid. But we did get some masks. That's the cool thing about it. We got some masks, so. I saw him somewhere. I see him here. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. We gotta don't say it, Marco. Don't say it. Down A right, down A right. Don't say it. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. I wish I could do this. So slow down time. I could watch a lot of the damn movies. So what's up with this kid? I guess I'll just follow him. We got nothing better to do. We can't get into we can't get over that thing, so we might as well just take our time and be a stalker. See what he does. Wait, what the fuck? Am I gonna see him? Oh, there he goes. I'm gonna catch him at the door. Last time he would open the door and then he would run back in here when he saw me. My back is itching. Gumbo-san. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. Certainly this is gonna work. He just will not talk to me. Like at all. It's locked. I'm gonna just go in with him. You can't stop me, bitch. He stopped me. Okay. Son of a bitch. Okay. Damn. But I think it's like a certain time, right? Those with business, please ring the bell. Curiosity shop. Those with business. I guess maybe I don't have any business. I'm gonna just forget about him for the time being. I don't have any business. Or maybe I gotta ask, I don't know. Whatever. I should probably go like exploring outside, because the store, most of the stores are closed. That dog needs to shut the hell up too. Most of the stores are closed when it's early. I think I'm gonna go get my money up from that bird too. That'll be good. If you're stuck in the town session, just go to the next temple in the mountains. Oh yeah, right. I think I said before that I don't care if somebody gives me a hint as I play this game. I take that back because I'm stuck and I want to figure it out. But, and that goes to you, Gumbo-san. Who was the guy that gave me that hint in Ocarina of Time and it fucking pissed me off? The longer I get stuck, it starts to become personal for me. And like now I gotta figure it out on my own. But going back to what you said, I can't go to the mountains. It's a big fence in the way. I'm thinking maybe I need to find my horse. Maybe Epona could jump that shit. But I don't remember where the hell that horse is at. So we got some problems. I know they stole my horse or something, didn't they? Did they steal it or they killed it? They did something to it. Sons of bitches. Dun, dun. Okay, let's get some money. We can do that. Wow, that was a low blow. Come on, come on. Get him. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you can get about 3 in before he just goes too far away. Oh shit. Oh, 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 oh. Dude, I got so lucky there. He didn't take my shit. Really, the problem with him is that when he starts to fly away, your target reticle goes off of him, and then you got to reestablish your aim, which is just dangerous. That's when he can really get close to you. Like, look at him. He's a shrewd son of a bitch, that's for sure. but I'm used to his games. Ooh, ballin'. Look at me. Look at me. Fuck at me. Look at me. Fuck at me. Can't keep my dick in my pants. I remember when SSX Tentacion came out with Look at Me. Man, that was crazy. You know, no offense to XSS Tentacion, you know, rest in peace to him. I think if he would have lived, you know, longer, he would have been like one of the greatest artists of the SoundCloud era. But I feel like his music hasn't aged well, to be honest. And again, no offense, because he, you know, he got killed before he even fully developed as an artist. But looking back, his music comes across as being like somewhat juvenile. Not juvenile, but like it's very much like, it's almost like black teenage angst. Like black teenage angst. It's kind of like with Linkin Park, how they got better over time, but they started out like with the, you know, crawling in my skin. And over time, just they kind of refined the formula and made it better. That's what I mean. It just hasn't aged well. Like, I don't hear people like listening to his music to like these days. Even though I'm sure he has his fans, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of dead artists, and I still hear people listen to it. I don't hear people listen to SS Tentacion these days anymore. And I think it's because his music was like, it was such a product of his time, you know? I think you kind of really had to be like an angsty teenager to be into it like that. And he never got the chance to, you know, for his music to evolve, unfortunately. But, you know, he made the music according to where he was in his life at the time. So I'm not holding that against him. I'm just saying it's unfortunate, because he really was like one of the most talented rappers that came out of the SoundCloud era. And when I say talented, I think he had a very creative type mind, and he was very versatile. Like, I think he would have went on to be one of those artists where you wouldn't be able to predict what he would do on the album, you know, because he clearly loved to experiment. Damn. Because like when he came out with Look at Me, he just sounded like every other SoundCloud artist. But then after that, you know, he came out with stuff like Sad, and, you know, he was singing, he was harmonizing. It was like that's when people really saw like how creative he was. And, you know, I have a couple of his songs still on my computer from that time, and I was just going back listening to it, and I was like, damn, like, his music is such a product of that particular time. You know, it has not aged well. It just hasn't. You know, it's like when I listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony, like, their music is good no matter how old I get. Like, I fell in love with them as a teenager, and now in my 30s, I still listen to them. Like, it's that kind of timeless music that's just, it's classic. But I think XXXTentacion, his music was just as good as it was too much of a product of his time. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just stuck in that SoundCloud era. Oh, this is so annoying. This fence is the worst. If we want to get up there, we'll have to jump this fence. But you can't do it like this. I guess we'll have to give up. Bingo! Yep. Hey, Daniel Lowblood. These garbage ass game again. That breast milk bar idea has been on my mind since last night. I know. I know, man. That's like the best idea we've come up with up here, even though that's typically not our thing, coming up with erotic bar ideas. But it is the best idea so far. Oh, the observatory. That was one area I haven't checked yet. Let me go there. Damn, Dan, I get, you know, this game ain't great, but you ain't got to call it garbage. It ain't, whoa, hey now. Whoa, way. It's pretty bad, though. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad so far. So far, it is not living up to its reputation. The observatory, okay. I came in and forgot what I was trying to do. But I'm still hopeful. I haven't given up on it yet. I'm still hopeful. Because at least that dungeon was good. That dungeon was like, that was classic Zelda right there. So I just feel like everything outside of that dungeon has been ass. Pure ass. If you want to pass through here, you have to say the secret code. What the fuck was that secret code? Oh, I got the book. Let me check my Bible here. 21534. Damn, I always forget. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff at that Telescope Guys place. Okay. I hope so. I hope it's something to give me some damn progress. The Linkin Park lyrics were really emo, but it was from the heart because the lead singer did off himself. I know. Chester. And you know what's funny? My supervisor at work, he asked, like, I was listening to some music on my headphones, and he was like, "What are you listening to?" And I told him I'm listening to Japanese R&B. And of course, he looked at me with as much of a confused face as you would imagine. But then he told me, he was like, "I've been listening to Linkin Park." I was like, "Linkin Park? Like, I know of them." And I went to his office and he was showing me what he was listening to. And he was showing me that they replaced Chester, the lead singer, with this lesbian girl. And the fans, apparently they love her. Like, she's actually doing a very good job of not like their perspective is that she's not replacing him, she's continuing his legacy rather. But the fans, they love her because she's attractive, and she's actually a better singer than Chester was too. So Linkin Park is actually alive and well right now. Good for them. But when my supervisor was telling me about that, I was like, I need to go back and actually listen to Linkin Park because I know people make fun of that "Crawling in My Skin" song, but I did always like that one song. What was the one? "Breaking the Habit." So I said, let me go back and start listening to some of their albums. I never like sat down and really listened to them. So I've been listening to their first album, I think Hybrid Theory. And bruh, that damn "Crawling in My Skin" song came on. I was like, this is why people been making fun of that shit. It's real though. Like, it's like you said, it's really based in like authentic pain. Like, it's so, you know. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little cringe. But like you said, like Chester, like if you want to give somebody cred for being legitimately depressed and fucked up, like I think like was he like molested as a kid or something, and he had like drug addiction problems, and then of course he offed himself as you said, so I mean it was really crawling in his skin. So he was living his raps or his rock. You were a child I've never seen in town before. You were a new friend of the Bombers. I always say that it is important to develop your interests while you were young. Nah, I'm good. When you gaze into the telescope, I could get that teardrop and then do the thing with the thing. I don't know. Whatever. We ain't doing shit anyway. What are we doing? I'm acting like I'm so busy. I ain't doing shit. I knew I should have played Mortal Kombat instead. We might still play Mortal Kombat. If I don't get anywhere in like an hour, I might just play Mortal Kombat. Crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal. Come on, bro. Like that. Oh, man. I give them a break, though, because that was their first album. It can take a while to really figure out, you know, like like that balance when you're trying to express like your dark thoughts. Because if you don't do it right, it'll come across as being like cringy. So you gotta be careful with that. But at least it was rooted in realness, you know. But damn. Crawling in my skin. Dude, that's so cringy. I'm sorry, Chester. Rest in peace, but damn, bro. You didn't quite have it at that point. But when you did break in the habit, my God. Like, that's when I'm like, hell yeah, Linkin Park, dog. You know, I'm listening to that first album, and you know who I compared them to? And this might sound stupid, but they kind of remind me of the Migos. And the reason why I say that is because the Migos, they have a formula that works. And so, like, you listen to a Migos album, and it's very consistent. Like, the songs are either decent or good. And as I'm listening to this Linkin Park album, like, that's it. I feel like I'm listening to the Migos in a way. Because, like, they have a workable, consistent formula that they depend on. But it works. And it's, like, it's good enough to where, like, every song is, like, decent. Or good, at least decent, if not good. Even Crawling in My Skin, I'm making fun of it. But, you know, you gotta give that song credit because it's like a legendary meme. So even if it's cringy, like they made one of the most memeable edgelord songs of all time. That you can match to your Shadow the Hedgehog fanfics and all that shit. Crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal. Oh my God, it's so stupid. Oh, man. Damn, I'm sorry. Oh, boy. But my supervisor, he's listening to like their newest album. So we're kind of going at it from different angles. So he's probably here, like, just listening to their new stuff. But I gotta tell him about crawling in my skin. I'm sure he'll get a kick out of that. Oh, this is a shooting gallery. What was I doing? Oh, who wants? Oh, that I remember now. There's that that shrub that wants that moon's tear. Let's give that to him. Like, let's see if we can complete that little quest line. Let's work on that. Yeah, down, left, up, down, left, up. Crawling in my skin. I wonder if I can play that with the Ocarina. Okay, how do? Oh yeah, I gotta get in his spot. Hey, he's like, wait a minute, there, buddy. Jihad dogs. The who? I'm in the metal though. I was never big on Linkin Park. You know, listening to Linkin Park, I like what I'm hearing, but they do sound a bit entry level, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, so we got the land title deed. I think it's some high fructose corn syrup in this Hershey pie too. Like, my body is so sensitive to like these goddamn goy slop chemicals. I can almost taste it at this point. I should have read the packaging. Oh, I forgot my mom threw it away. She took the damn pies out of the box and threw it in the freezer. Thanks, Mom. Okay. Let me see if I can soar my ass back over there. I have wounds that will not heal. Down, left, right, down, left, right. Or down, left, up. Okay. Man, I put out a new video today. Why dating is a humiliation ritual. Some of my best work. Part 1 of 2, actually. I went pretty deep with this. But I think the bad thing about it, I feel like after making that video, I'm definitely gonna die a virgin now. Because I learned too much. Like when you learn how much ego is involved when it comes to women's expectation for men to like make the first move on them and shit like that, it makes you really, really not want to do it. Like, I already don't do it, but now I'm like, I definitely don't want to do it. Because I know that you look at me like a fucking jester for doing it. Thanks for stopping. You're not from here, are you? I sell magic beans to Deku shrubs, but I really like to leave my hometown. I'm hoping to find some success in a livelier place. Uh-huh. There you go. Swamp title deed. Damn. And then I could buy beans from him. Great. I don't know. I did not think this through. Because now I have the swamp title deed, but I don't know who to give that to. Well, I could do that spider place. I think I'll do that. I've been avoiding that for a long time. Maybe that's more important than I thought. So, yeah, let me go do that. Yeah. Maybe. Just maybe. Kimosabi, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're just kicking it. Talking about Linkin Park. And the wounds that will not heal. Does anybody know why the lead singer killed himself? You know, one thing that pisses me off is like the online newspeak. And I get, you know, people do what they got to do to get their money and shit like that, but I just hate how like basic fucking terms are now off limits. You know, like saying suicide or rape. And that's one of the reasons why my channel would probably never be was so big, because I don't censor myself like that. But I think it's important not to be honest. Shit. You know, because it's like in 1984 that, you know, the book about, you know, society when it's at like peak authoritarian tyranny, like that was one thing that they were kind of subjected to was newspeak, where like certain words were essentially taken out of circulation so that the government could control how people talk, because they believe through controlling words you control thought. Like that's actually like very interesting to think about. By controlling words you control thought. So the government was trying to basically like eliminate as many words from the daily vocabulary as possible. And I cringe a little bit every time I see somebody say like self-deleted or grape. Like, no, she got raped. Like rape is a thing. Like, Lord have mercy. Is the YouTube bucks that fucking good? Damn! That was embarrassing. Splash. There's gotta be a better way. It's got to be a better way, bro. Is there not a better way to get over there to the other side of the swamp? Like, there has to be, right? I must be tripping. Yeah, come on. Yeah, please tell me. No? Fuck. Oh my god. Maybe I just did not activate one of the things. Maybe that's it. Let's hope that's the case. It's like all I want to do is get over there, bro. Like that's all I want to do. That's all I want to do, man. Sewer slide and great. They call it sewer slide? My lord. This is some fucking bullshit. Good old sewer slide. But why did he delete himself? I remember when he killed himself, but I remember when he killed himself, but didn't really dig into why. I ain't care that much. But if he was a drug addict at one point, maybe his serotonin or feel good chemicals were just like completely fucked, and he just couldn't be happy anymore. That's why I'm glad I never got into hard drugs, man. Woo! Well, let's do this dumb shit. Let's see if we can pull something off in here. Pull off a miracle. Good vid you dropped earlier. Yes. That shit was deep, man. That shit was deep, man. Find all the gold ones. Something good. Hurry, please. This is awful. But, you know, I think the most interesting thing that I learned, and, you know, I always kind of understood this, but, you know, whenever I prepare for a video, I tend to, like, just do more research and look more into, you know, whatever phenomenon I'm trying to, you know, discuss. I want to, you know, kind of learn a bit more about it to complete my thoughts. Get a better idea what the fuck I'm talking about. And I think, you know, what stands out to me the most, and I mentioned this in the video, is like just how ego driven women's expectation for men to chase them really is. Like, no matter how you slice it, it's a very ego driven desire. And you know, I think part of the problem with feminism, and I'm not an anti-feminist, but I think the problem with it is that it kind of kills the feminine mystique. And what I mean is, like, when you have women that are operating and living and you know, doing things as men do, then it kind of destroys the illusion of female vulnerability. And I think it lessens gender roles in a way. So that's why you have guys asking questions like, well, why can't women approach guys first? You wouldn't ask a fucking dumb question like that in 1940. Because women couldn't compete with a man as far as like navigating society and making money and getting opportunities. So it's like you had this greater sense of like, well, men are this and women are that. And I think feminism just killed that. So that, and now men are just thinking, okay, what's the real reason why you won't do this or you won't do that? And that's the purpose of that video, though. That's what's kind of revealed. I think I better get some seeds before I try to conquer this place, because I've noticed like a few of them. Let me actually go get some seeds, and then I'll come back, because I don't think I'll be able to finish without it. So let me go get them. Let me go get some damn seeds. Which is great that I just got that guy to move over to the town, because I can get it from him. But yeah, feminism, it kind of killed that. It killed the mystique of femininity. Now guys are kind of looking at women with, why, if you're doing all this, then why are you still trying to cling to, you know, gender roles only when it benefits you? You want to be a hoe, you want to be promiscuous, you want to get abortions and all this shit, but you still want a man to have to chase you and shit like that. You know, I think in the past, you would have been more willing to embrace that as a man, because the divide between what a man and a woman could do is just so much clearer. Like there was a much bigger gap there. So I was like, of course I would approach first. Of course I would chase. Of course I would pay for the first date. Of course I would go die in a with a pointless war for my love. I think that's gone now. But when you strip that away, you're left with the reality that, you know, for modern women, it's an ego thing. And I think, you know, learning about dating in Italy, like that was the most interesting part for me, because like Italian women are much more blatant about it. Like they don't even try to cover it up or anything like that. Like it's really baked into their culture. And to like a ridiculous degree too. Like that's the funny thing about it. Like you think it's bad in America, like in a place like Italy, like it's like men chasing and chasing hard is like a cultural expectation. Like it's not, it's a non-negotiable. Like it ain't even like it ain't even something like you even will talk about or debate. And I remember when I was talking to the AI about it, it was funny because it was telling me like a guy like you would basically be completely invisible in Italy. Like you would have no chance whatsoever. Like at least in America, you have the off chance of a girl putting in some work, and you know, and I've had those type of opportunities every now and then. But it was telling me like in Italy, like you would have basically like a guy like you would have no hope in Italy because girls are much more ruthless in terms of their expectation for guys to not even just initiate, but to like again like hardcore chase, like you ever heard that whole idea of a woman saying no, but wanting you to push past that? Like that's Italy. Like that's women in Italy. Like they do that. They do that whole just because I said no doesn't mean that you should stop type shit. Like persistence is seen as a measure of your interest and your attraction to her. So if you're not trying hard, then you don't care enough. That's how they look at it. And American women definitely have like some semblance of that, but it's not. I think culturally it's not as baked in for us. Oh shit. And I will say I think American women are at least a little bit more reasonable. You know, because you do have that subset of American women that actually do kind of embrace taking a more active role in dating. So we do have that going on. but damn, Gemini was like, you would have no chance in Italy, bro. like you would definitely die a virgin in Italy. Italian culture is interesting in general though, because like really like you know how where we're from it's kind of accepted that some people are just like more introverted, right? Like you got extroverts and you have introverts. But in Italy, it's kind of like everybody is expected to be extroverted and very social. Like there really isn't a tolerance for introversion in their culture the way that we tolerate it in America. Oh, he's just introverted. He's just quiet. He stays to himself. Like that's not their way. you know, their culture is more so like you talk to everybody, you acknowledge everybody, you try to get to know as many people as you possibly can. You stay close to your family, you know. So that shit are like some very like I think beautiful aspects of Italian culture. But when it comes to the courtship process, my lord, like it's very demanding of men. I forgot I need fucking water, dude. Hopefully I don't gotta go outside to get some damn water, bro. Let's pray that this water here is enough. Yes. Thank you. See, now that's one thing I would give credit to the Zelda games. It's so fair. So fair, man. Even a Romhack like this, even a Romhack tier Zelda game like Ocarina of Time, it has that fairness, bro. I was like, I bet they put some water around here, man. Way too much laboring for me, bitch. Gotta choose. Bitch gotta choose. Yes. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like when I think back, I fucked up those situations too. Like I'm kind of hopeless. I'm really like I've had some decent. I've had some decent choosing signals in my life, bro, and like I fucked up some decent ones. So I can't even like complain. Like man, it's almost like life was trying to be nice to me, and I did not take advantage. You know, like a lot of the times where I fucked up, I could understand why I fucked up. Right. But I think the one where like I just don't have any excuse was the one when I was going to get my GED, and we had to do like a essay or some shit like that, and I forgot to print it out. I forgot to print mine out. And I asked the teacher, could I go downstairs to print out the essay or it was some shit we were doing, some bullshit. And this girl was like, "Oh, I gotta print mine out too." And see, I was getting a vibe from this girl, that maybe she was interested because of some things that she said in class before. But you know, and this is like early 20s Chad Marco. So my confidence with women is like 7% now. So back then it was like 0. So you know, not quite getting the hint there. But I remember I asked to go print my paper out. She said she got to get hers too. And so she left the classroom before, like we both get up around the same time, but she's closer to the door. I should have known that wasn't gonna work. But she's closer to the door, so she goes out before me, and so she goes to the right when she leaves, and I go to the left. And I remember when I went to the left, somebody in the classroom said, "He went the other way." I always remember that because it's like whoever said that, they saw what she was trying to do better than I did. But he was like, I think it was a girl that said it too. She was like, "He went the other way." But looking back, I think what that girl was doing was she was trying to create a situation where we would be like alone walking down the fucking hallway. And me, I'm like, ooh. I'm Mr. MGTOW. Fuck these bitches. I don't know what's going on. I'm like an anime character. I'm Sasuke. I think that was, but that was one where I just don't have any excuse. That was but even then though, like that to me, that's still manipulation. So I don't feel that bad about it. That's still fucking manipulate. Like you're putting yourself in. That's exactly what I talked about in the video. Girls put themselves in position. So it's still like, damn. You know, I was trying to give myself a hard time about it, but when I think about it, I can't even give myself a hard time for that, because she was still doing exactly what I was talking about in that video. She was manipulating the situation to try to be alone with me instead of just being upfront, and that's the problem. So no, I can't even blame myself for that, because that's still perfectly in line with what I was talking about in that video. That's the dumb shit that girls do. I mean, you know, you can say what you want about me or guys that don't like to make moves and shit like that, but at the very least, if I was gonna make a move, I'll make a move. Like, I'm not gonna do some passive aggressive manipulative type shit to try to be alone with a girl and to hope she does this or that. Like, if I make up in my mind that I'm gonna do something, then I'm just gonna do it, you know. But girls, they gotta turn it into a goddamn 4D chess stand battle or something. God damn, man. Oh my god. I know I said the dungeons were cool in this game. This one, ooh, not so much. Earlier bit today made me realize how insane the dating game is outside of the U.S. Should definitely make part 2 or 3 about that. There's a part 2 coming Wednesday. There's a part 2 coming Wednesday. I think I touch on the Italy dating scene a little bit more in part 2 too. But the reason why I think Italy is interesting, because like the fact that women are much more blatant about that expectation. Like the ego aspect of it is more obvious. And I think that's very important. Whoa, whoa. This is what I should have did the whole time. I get it now. Oh, wait a minute. I should actually like go ahead and shoot it while I'm sitting here. Yeah. And, you know, like, don't get me wrong. You know, one caveat that I gotta make in regards to like the humiliation ritual of dating is, you know, it doesn't always have to be like this black and white thing where, you know, you're either completely inactive like me or you're going through a humiliation ritual. Like, I do think there are circumstances where men and women can meet and interact without those games, for sure. Like, it doesn't always have to be that. You know, it's like when I met that girl at the gym, the one that worked at the gym. You know, we got to know each other just over time, like just because she worked there and I frequented the gym a lot. So there wasn't like this, you know, oh, I had to chase her or anything like that. Like, we just got to know each other and got real comfortable talking to each other, to where I felt like asking her to hang out just felt easy, you know. And even when she told me she had a boyfriend, it was like we were still cool. Like, I think a situation like that, like that's fine. But I think that for a lot of guys, they are like completely on the outside of dating and trying to get there and trying to work their way in which case, that's when you got to start doing that, you know, that humiliation shit. You got to start code approaching and all that. And I think that's where you're going to feel it the most. Because I think if you have the opportunity to just get to know somebody naturally, like you just happen to work together, you just happen to be within the same social circle, then I think that's much better. But I think really one of the big problems with guys is that we don't have women that we know. Like we don't have women in our social circle. We don't have women that we interact with. Like I can't think of a single woman, like attractive woman around my age that I interact with on a regular basis. And a lot of guys are just living like that. And I think so it gets to a point where if you want to get into the world of dating, you don't have a choice but to kind of like start code approaching and like going out of your way. But when you start going out of your way, that's when you can fall victim to, the humiliation ritual. I think that's man, that's such a big part of like the problem for men, dude. It's just like I think social circle is so important. It's so it's funny. I was headed uptown about 2 weeks ago or so, and there's like this area. It's like it's like these bars. It's like this little bar. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's just like this area where I know a lot of white people be. And it's like these little like bars and restaurants that are frequented by like the middle class white people in my city. And for the first time, I kind of went in that area. Like normally I walk right past it on the way to the gym. No, on the way to the park or going uptown. And for once I actually like went in that area and I was like, oh, it's bars back here and shit. I didn't even know what was back there. I just saw like the front part. And I saw like these young like white people just hanging out, like guys and girls. And I was like, bro, like it was like seeing that was interesting to me. Cause I was like, there are guys out there that just hang out with girls like it's nothing. Like there are guys who just have females in their social circle. Like throughout my whole life, even when I had more friends, even when I was hanging out with people, like I was never just hanging out with girls ever. My social circle has always been a sausage fest. Come on down, baby. Whip. I wonder if I gotta like flip the walls or something, so I can get those plant those other seeds. But I think that's what a lot of guys are lacking. They don't have a robust social circle where they can actually like meet girls, and I think that makes it so much easier. I don't think it's a coincidence that I always think back to my friend. Wait, why is this guy fuming? What's up, dude? What's with that Deku scrub? He's just sleeping here like a lazy fool. What a pain. Damn, he don't give a he don't give a damn. Maybe I can give him this. Here's some land. But yeah, I think back to my friend, and he left high school a virgin like me. But when he went to college, boy, he was he turned into a regular libertine. But I think he benefited a lot from just being around so many girls. Like he developed a pretty good social circle when he went to college, and it was just, you know, just being around girls a lot allowed him to have those opportunities. And I think that's what guys are missing. And when you don't have that, you have to resort to like the code approaching bullshit and chasing and all that. I think the good thing about having just girls in your circle is that you can, you know, you get time, like you get information about people. You know who's single and who's not. You know who's a hoe and who's not. And you get the chance to pick up on vibes and shit. Like I think we got a vibe. I think we're clicking, as opposed to like just, well, let me go humiliate myself to this girl I don't even know. I thought it was so funny though, like going to that little bar area and like being so amazed by seeing like just seeing guys hang out with girls like that just shows how fucking abnormal my life has been. That I see that and I'm like, wow, what the hell? Like what? You tell me like guys just hang out with girls like that? Like that happens? Woo! I hear some more. Like I feel like there's gotta be like one on the wall or some shit like that. We can't blame them for not giving up the position of power. Yeah, the video is not meant to blame or anything like that. I try to reiterate that. I'm looking at it more just like from an objective, or trying to be objective and just explain that this power dynamic is happening. You know, and it's one that girls just don't want to give up. because it feels so good. But nah, I don't blame them for it because it makes sense. It makes sense. Like it, you know, it hasn't happened to me very often, but I remember when it did. It feels good. It does feel good for someone to show interest in you, and it does say something for someone to put themselves out there like that. You know, that they put themselves in a vulnerable state. They put themselves in a state where you have license to reject them, and you can do so politely. You can be rude about it, be cool about it. But the point is, you know that they want you, and it's just like I said, man. It says a lot, you know, because if you ask her out, that means that you felt like you had to do it. You took action, but she was never gonna take action if you you have to think about that, because I don't think that that's a small thing at all. That's very significant. Like that's not a small deal. If you never said anything, she would have never said anything to you. So that means that she's content without you, or he's content without you. But you're not content without them, so you had to say something. So from the very beginning, there is a power imbalance that has to be acknowledged. You want them more than they want you. Now, of course, it can be a little bit more nuanced than that, because you do have like that subset of men that really are just like you have like the player type guys too that they just hit on anything. So you can't read too much into like guys like that. You know, I knew this one guy named Josh. Oh shit. Uh-oh. I think Mr. Nonchalant here might. Oh, that came for me. But Yeah, I knew this guy named Josh. We used to buy weed from him, and it was so embarrassing being with this guy because we would walk around the town and he would hit on every girl that he saw. I mean, every girl, bro. Like any girl that was like a 3 or better, he would hit on her. So with a guy like that, you can't read too much into his approaches because it's not like it was nothing to him. It meant nothing to this guy. Like he just approached women like on pure instinct. Like, dude, I'm telling you, this guy put PUA. This guy put PUA niggas to shame. And some guys just like that, so. But we're more so talking about, you know, the type of guys that, you know, for them approaching women is much more of a deliberate thing. Well, that shit ain't work. God, I still hear like so many spiders, bro. But I feel like I checked everything. I feel like I checked everything, man. God. Chad dropping some brutal stories while gaming. I gotta do something while playing this bullshit. I haven't made progress in like 2 streams. But I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. Probably. Maybe. The sound of those spiders crawling in the walls is like getting on my fucking nerves though. Like crawling in my skin. The workplace is ideal, but you know how it is today. Yeah, and my job is not that. my job is not that. But you're right though. I think past college age job, that's a good place for sure. Now that has its own problems to be sure. You know, a lot of people say don't shit where you eat, you know. Because you know, if you end up having an issue with someone that you're dating at work, then yeah, that can be a problem because you got to go to work every day and see that person. But a lot of people do meet at their job, you know. That's where I think that's where my mom met my step nigga. You know, years ago. Lord, that story. I gotta be honest. I'm so glad. Like one thing that me and my mom have in common is that we are not into dating. Like I'm glad that after my mom got out of her last relationship, like that shit traumatized her enough to where like she has not been in a serious relationship since. Like that shit like traumatized the fuck out of her and everybody. But I'm kind of glad because it's allowed me to remain the fucking man of the house. I ain't got to compete with some outside nigga like Baby Boy or Jody in that movie Baby Boy. I'll be in here fighting some grown ass man. But the point is, you know, that's where she had met him, and a lot of people, yeah, and my friend, he met his baby mama at work. Happens a lot, but again, I think the reason why it works is because at work, you're kind of just forced to deal with people and engage with people, and I think in that you get the opportunity to pick up on vibes. You know, you can kind of sense who likes you and or who might have a crush on you or you know who you like. Um, you know, it kind of takes like that ego stalemate out of the equation. You know, the whole ego of who's gonna approach first. You know, like I've seen so many girls in the gym that I found attractive, but you know, I'm not gonna say anything to them. And maybe someday, somewhere, somehow, let's say at least one girl in the gym saw me and found me attractive or interesting. She was all right, maybe, but she was never gonna say anything. So, but in a work environment, it's different. So it's like if you like each other and you work together, at some point you might just end up interacting, and then you know the sparks start flying, and you get that vibe. You get that vibe, then you feel like okay, I feel confident in asking her out, or she might feel confident in asking you out, or escalating, or you know something just might be said. But you know, I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, there's so much talk about like the male loneliness crisis, birth rates, the dating crisis, all this shit. And I was thinking like, what if we had like some sort of setup that kind of bypassed like the ego part that's really getting in the way, you know, like like that whole who approaches first bullshit. Like if we could set something up to get past that, I think that would be very helpful. I guess you could say like a speed dating event, but not quite that. Not quite that. Like I think it's got to be something like a bit more complex. But I think if you can get that part out of the way, you can get a lot more people to meet. Because the fact is, a lot of people walk past each other every day and find each other attractive, but don't say anything. Don't say shit. Don't do shit. I don't think I can. Like, I don't have any other like. How many is it? Like, I don't even think I can get any more. Can I get a spider mask? And what if there's like a spider mask so you can like crawl on the wall or something? And here the gold ones, the cursed spiders, defeat them all, make me normal again. Damn. Oh man. Sometimes giving up is the best option. Damn, Joker. Whoa, I ain't say all that. But I guess I may as well. I mean, that's... I guess it's because I never looked at it like I gave up. I just never really tried, you know? That's the thing. But whenever you know, I feel like I'm actually a very reasonable person. Like, I don't think I'm being unreasonable. Because when I got to know that girl that worked at the gym, I was willing to, you know, ask her to hang out. So it's not like I'm being unreasonable. I think with me, I just can't do the whole code approach thing. Like, I really need to get to know somebody to feel comfortable doing something like that. Like, I'm just not comfortable talking to, like, approaching strange women. I don't know you. And I don't think like that's crazy. I don't think like that's an unreasonable stance to take. Like, I don't know you. All I know is I like your body, but I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. Like, where I'm from, like, black women have a fucking 50% rate of herpes and shit like that. So, like, off the rip, I'm flipping coins. I'm flipping a coin on stuff like that, you know? Like, I might be going up to some girl that got herpes. A lot of black women got kids and shit. I don't know if you got kids. Like, I don't know shit. I need to know something, you know, so I can know what I'm working with. I need a vibe, you know? And then on top of that, you know, a lot of women just don't even want to be bothered. And I'm happy to oblige. I'm empathetic. Dude, I cannot get up here. I'm trying to see if am I missing something? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do in here? If I had like a hook shot or something and yeah. Maybe it's that guy. Like the sleeping guy. Let's check him out one more time. Or rather the sleeping shrub, if you will. People complaining that ugly men are playing hard to get. In reality, they're just giving up. As a sub 5, you're damned if you're damned. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah, niggas ain't playing niggas playing hard to get. If you ugly and you try to play hard to get, bruh, you tripping for real. Don't sit here and be an ugly dude trying to play hard to get. That's good. Now see, a fat girl or ugly girl could pull it off because, you know, guys don't have standards like that. Do not be an ugly dude trying to play hard to get, bro. Oh my God. That is a concept that's just funny to me. I'm gonna try to get the bees to wake up. Damn. Maybe I put water on his head. Wake up! What could it be? Oh, so I gotta play a tune. Sonata of Awakening? Is that it? That can't be it. Up, left. A, right, A. Hopefully, like, that's literal. Oh, man. I started rewatching the 40-year-old virgin movie. I haven't seen that in years. I should do a movie analysis of that, actually. That worked. Cool. Yeah, there are a few, like, incel movies that I'm thinking about, like, making videos for. I think that'll be a good pick right there. Oh man, that's actually a pretty good idea. You know, I used to do the whole like no singles allowed thing where I would review movies that I just saw. I might bring that back. But I might just start like reviewing and analyzing incel core movies, bro. I know 40-Year-Old Virgin is one of the more famous ones. The one that I have in mind the most is The Inkwell. Like, that's one like the few black incel movies, starring Lorenz Tate and Jada Pinkett Smith back when she was a real cutie. That movie is really good. Like, I relate to that character so much, bro. I relate to that character so much. I feel like The Inkwell, to me, The Inkwell is one of the best incel core movies ever, bro. One of the best for sure. Have I ever been up there? For real? That's all that was? You gotta be shitting me. Yeah, I'd already been up here. So I ain't really get shit out of that. Man, fuck this game. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I haven't been in here. All right, great. Great. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. My God. I was just about to give up, too. I was about to take Joker's advice. Sometimes you just got to give up, man. Crawling in my skin. I was about to Chester Max. The 40-year-old virgin, man. I just saw a thread about that on TV, on the TV board on 4chan. And they were talking about, like, if they did, like, a modern day version, like, how would it be different? I need to get some water. Because I poured it out on that damn Deku Scrub's head. I said, wake up, nigga. That is funny. That is so funny. Never fumble a job for a girl. That's good advice. But I think a lot of people do meet their girl at work. But it's risky. It's for sure it's risky. Like don't end up having to change jobs because of relationship drama. Bro, I feel like if you work in a place like Walmart and you got at least a little bit of riz, you should be able to get a girlfriend, bro, because I see mad hoes working at a place like Walmart, man. Walmart got a lot of hoes. That's all I'm saying, bro. Walmart got a lot of Zoomer hoes out there. I mean, I'm sure that job sucks, but if you're looking for a girlfriend, I don't know, man. That might be the way to go. Yeah, that's good. Okay. At my job, I think the youngest woman working there is like 43 or something like that. So, yeah, no go. No bueno. And she ain't got no ass. God, I ain't. she one of those girls that got like negative ass. Like, you know how some girls are like skinny? Like she got that unfortunate body type of like a woman with a Hank Hill ass. And even on top of that, like customers that we get too, like we don't even get a lot of like cute female customers either. Somebody about to pop out and try to fight me, bro. Oh. Never mind. How many are there? I'ma find you. I'ma find you. Okay, I might not find you. I might not find you. Hopefully I can just shake those guys off, bro. Bro, you literally are Tyrese Gibson from Baby Boy. No. No. But I mean, you could I don't know, like definitely there's some parallels. I ain't gonna lie. there are some parallels. It's a handful of parallels. Nah, but you know I would say one of the big differences between me and him is that he had baby mamas, bro. He had like 2 baby mamas. So yeah, like, I was never like that on that level of baby boyism. But it's but that's why that movie was so good though, because it really just touched on the arrested development of the black male in the black community. And undeniably I'm an example of that as well. But I think that I've done well for myself as far as like you know, being more responsible as I've gotten older. I mean, I might not be living up to society's expectations, but I'm comfortable with where I am, you know. Ended up getting me a job, got my car, my license. I'm in good shape, and also I don't have kids, so and I'm kind of different in that regard, like, cause I'm one of those people that, like, agree or not, I see not having kids as a good thing when you're broke. So to me, not having kids is not a bad thing. I think it's like where I'm from and with the resources I have available to me, I think is a good thing. You guys know I've always said I think broke people should not reproduce. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, like, I see some people with kids and it kind of pisses me off. I'm like, you are clearly a dusty ass nigga. You a fat bitch with a bonnet on and Crocs, and you carrying this baby around. Like, why are you reproducing? Like, you're stupid. You're stupid and you broke. Why are you having babies? You know, I'm at least self-aware enough to know that I'm not in position to be doing something like that. Like, I can do. I swear, anytime I see a fat black woman with a bonnet on pushing a stroller around, I'm like, why are you reproducing? Like, for what? God, like, people out here just having babies for nothing. They just, like, these are food stamp babies. These are food stamp babies. Literally. How many more do I need? I got 24. Yeah, I guess you don't have 2 baby mamas. That's pretty big. Alan, welcome. Herpes, damn. Yeah, like, look it up. There's a statistic that said somewhere around like 50% of sexually active adult black women between like the ages of like, what was it, 18 or 40, something like that, have herpes. You know, people do not do a good job of taking care of their health. A lot of people don't get tested. Like, people just kind of go with the flow, man. You know, Black Cell, you know, he's one of the guys that comes and watches the stream every now and then. I actually covered some of his videos on one of the previous podcasts, but you know, I think he had a story where he had a close call where a girl was interested in him, and then he found out later that she had an STD or something like that. But yeah, you know, people just aren't really taking care of their health the way that they should. But I'm just saying that's just one of the things you got to think about. Like, when you going around talking to these girls that you don't know where these girls have been, bro. Like, that's why I'd be much more comfortable, you know, escalating with somebody where I got time to get to know them and get a sense of who they are and how they've been living. Oh shit. I wonder if I can do anything with those spiders on the ground. What's your thoughts on the music artist David? They said he murdered an underage girl and got caught with loads of CP on his computer. Damn. Yeah, I heard about the I don't know all the intimate details because that's a story that I just been seeing out of the corner of my eye. But obviously that is very, very bizarre. That's like super bizarre. I mean, there's no other way to describe that. Like, that's one of those stories that it's kind of hard to make sense of it. But I didn't know the detail about the CP though, so that makes me think that he might have had like a fetish. Well, maybe a little bit more than that. But it might have been like a serious fetish for him. I think it's what makes it so interesting. It's not necessarily like what he did is not what's interesting about it, though. It's the fact that he's a established artist that did it. I think that's really the hook of the story. Because I mean, let's be honest, like guys kill bitches every day and put them in trunks. Like that ain't necessarily something that is unusual. I think the unusual part of it is that he's a known, established artist and he did it. I think whenever we see somebody famous do something crazy, horrific like that, it's like, well, how could you be so stupid? Why would you throw your life away like that? But assuming that he did it, the evidence seems to be a bit overwhelming. But we live in America, innocent until proven guilty, right? Assuming he did it, he might have just been a psychopath that just happened to get famous, It happens. Even Charles Manson, I think he almost got a record deal at some point. And when that didn't work out, he started killing motherfuckers. I can hear him, but I don't see anymore. Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! Bro. But how many is it? Is it like 30? It's probably 30, bro. If not fucking, I hope not 40. Now I'm really invested. Why do the most fucked up people end up making the best sounding music? It's the pain, man. It's the pain. It's like when you listen to Michael Jackson's. Now, Michael Jackson always been a great artist, but I think everybody should listen to his History album, because that's the album he made after the child molestation allegations. And I'm sure most of you probably heard like the lead single "Scream," which is a great song. But when you listen to the album, he has like some really aggressive songs up there. And you can tell like he was venting and expressing the pain that he was feeling over those allegations. Whether you believe what he did, if he did it or not, is, that's whatever. But the tone of that album is different from everything that he ever did before that. And I think so much of the sound of that album was based on what he was going through at the time. But when you go through shit, you got something to say, man. Like there used to be this belief, not so much now, but back in the day amongst like jazz artists, because a lot of jazz artists from the past were like heroin addicts and stuff like that. And so there was like this idea that, being a drug addict gave people like the inspiration and the pain and the emotions to put into their music. Now, obviously, that's a high damn cost. I'm not about to do heroin just to just to make a hit record. But that was a thought process back in the day. Even when you watch that movie Ray, starring Jamie Foxx, there was a girl that he was seeing, and she was like begging him to allow her to try heroin because she felt like he experienced or felt something that she couldn't understand. And that's what gave him the edge in his music. So again, now I don't know. Different people draw inspiration from different places, but definitely I think sometimes pain can be a great a great influence. And even like with myself, I always felt like my best song, like my personal favorite song, is "Couldn't Say Hello," and I think it's because like it was just so from the heart. Like that was like the realest expression of how I feel in relation to women. That sense of not being good enough, that lack of confidence. But not only that, it was done in almost like a upbeat, cool way. So it matched my energy. Like it wasn't even like a depressing song. So it's like it was real, but it still matched like my true energy of being like an upbeat person. So it was like to me, "Couldn't Say Hello" is the perfect expression of my relationship with women. But I think when you're digging from like raw, real emotion, you get some of your best work for sure. And that's why it took me a while to finish Robot Music 9003, because I just haven't been in that state of mind recently. So, it was a bit harder to find inspiration at times. Because sometimes you just gotta feel that shit. Can't force it. Where the hell are the last spiders? I can hear them in here. I hear them. But I don't see them. Are they in that hole? But if they're in that hole, how the hell can I get to them? What if I can use this mask? Bro, what the hell is this mask even good for, bro? Damn. You like a bitch with no ass. You ain't got shit. Lil Wayne. Not one of his best bars, but a bitch with no ass. Oh my God. To me, that ain't gonna lie, that's a like that body type for a woman is tragic. Really, really is. It's like being a guy with a small dick or being like short. It's like being short with a it ain't that bad. It ain't one or the other, because I'm sure she's still she's still probably wildly more successful than me in dating. So still, just to me, I think that a girl having a Hank Hill ass is, man, that's bad. That's bad. I actually have a nice butt for a guy. Like I definitely got glutes. But God did not bless me with the Mandingo stick, that's for sure. Oh, Chad, I forgot to give you a big penis. My bad. Oh, shucks. My bad. Yo, it's gotta be something with this hole. Like, cause I can hear it. Like, I can hear the spider. They're in this hole. They are in this fucking hole. They're in this hole. I know it now. I'm really listening and I hear it. But I can't I can't do it. I can't throw a bean in there like a basketball, bruh. Damn. You're better off dating an older woman. What? Hell no. Oh no. Oh my God. Said no one ever. Who the hell, dude? What Spawn? What happened to you? My God. I don't even know you anymore. You're out of the club. I don't think I ever heard a nigga say that in my life. You better off dating an older woman. I don't think I've ever heard those words in that order in my life, bro. My God. My Lord. Whew. That, you know, don't get me wrong. I'm not against it on principle. If you're attractive, you're attractive. But there are some problems with that. There's several problems with that. I remember the last time I was on Tinder. It was like a while ago. You know, I think I was like, what, 31 at the time, right? So, and I've used Tinder at like different stages of my life. Like I think one time I used it when I was in my mid-20s, and then the second time I was like 31. And what I noticed is like when I was older, I was seeing more older women, and I think that's because younger women, they filter older guys out. I think they probably set their age range for guys that are like in their 20s, and so I was seeing a lot of women in their 30s, right? But I would still, you know, see a couple women in their 20s, and so I was seeing just how few attractive women there are in their 30s. There are not a lot of no offense to the ladies. This ain't me trying to say, oh, the wall got them, because I'm sure they're fine. They're getting dick. They'll be all right. But I'm just being honest. Like it's a big difference, bro. For a woman, it's a big difference between 22 and 32. It's big. It is like a night and day. Night and day, my Lord. So the first problem with that is just finding women around my age that are even attractive. Like that's a challenge in of itself. I'm so desperate. I'm throwing pots at the hole. Cause let's be honest, a lot of girls, they just depend on their youth to get them by. They don't really work on, they don't go to the gym and shit like that. A lot of them just, they get by on, I'm 21 and I got makeup on. That's how a lot of girls are just getting by, with being honest. But not only that, how many women around my age are you gonna find who don't have kids? You know, even again, you and me both, we're not against dating older women. That's not the problem. That's not the core of the issue right there. But I'm sure even you're reasonable enough to understand why a man shouldn't date a woman who got kids. I don't think you're that far gone. And so you gotta think, how many women are you gonna find even over the like let's say 25 to 30 that doesn't have kids, let alone 30 to 35. Hey, yeah. And you know, black women, which is like my demographic, so we gotta kind of look at it from that perspective. They're not like white women. They don't do the whole I'm gonna freeze my eggs and focus on my career. Like, you don't see that where, at least not where I'm from. You know, they make sure that they are going to have at least one baby by a big dick thug nigga. At least one. In fact, it was funny. I was going. I took my lunch break at work today. I was asleep in the car. I was so damn tired because I only got like 2 hours of sleep. My dumb ass. I'm gonna jack off before going to sleep, and then having to go to work, and then I stayed up for like 2 hours jacking off like a dumbass. Anyway, after my lunch break, I went back. I was going back in, and that was like an older, like black woman that looked pretty fit that was going into my place of work. And I was like, damn, like, I'm assuming she was around 30 because that was just how she looked. She looked like a decent looking 30. I'll put it like that. But guess what she had running behind her? A little niglet. She had a nappy head little niglet. I'm sorry. I'm joking. I'm having fun here. But she had a child with her. Of course. So if you find a fit, decent looking woman that's around 30, she's going to have kids, bro. So I'm only saying that because the likelihood of finding an older woman that's worthwhile is not very high. Then on top of that, like their standards tend to be a bit different too. Like they're gonna have a higher expectation in terms of like your finances. I don't make a lot of money. I live with my mom. How many 30-year-old women are going for that bullshit? Not many. So I think that there's one in here too. I just gotta figure out how to get these beans in here. That's it. I just gotta figure out how to stuff these beans in this bitch. If I can figure out how to stuff these damn beans in here, I'm good, bro. Can a Deku shrub walk on walls? But yeah, basically that's not gonna work. Long story short, that's not gonna work. Because there aren't that many attractive women around my age to begin with. If they are attractive, they definitely have kids. And if they don't have kids, they're gonna have 30-year-old women expectations of men, which is making decent money, having your own place, shit like that. Not a man child like me. Respectfully. Respect. Oh man, I just gave up on dating, man. I just stopped trying. Now I mostly grow my hair long, smell like shit, and eat junk food. All I care about is money and video. Well, look, I'm with you, but you ain't gotta smell like shit. Like, whoa. Ah, that's funny. Oh God. You ain't got to go that hard, bro. Yeah, man, I just smell like shit now. You a trip. Damn. Yeah, I completely understand wanting to give up on dating, but you know, you can still take care of your health, work out, go to the gym, gym max, watch what you eat. But yesterday was Sunday, right? Like yesterday, I did a 10-mile run. I ran 5 miles to the gym, worked out there for about 45 minutes, and ran 5 miles back home. And my legs, I don't even feel them right now. I'm kidding. That's also why I was so tired at work today too. Fucking exhausted myself. Pretending I'm doing a goddamn anime training arc. My dumb ass. Destroying my knees for nothing. But yeah, you know, you can give up on women without letting yourself go. I think it's better that way because, you know, I think a lot of our enjoyment of life has to do with like how our body feels. So the better in shape your body is, like just the better quality of life you'll enjoy anyway. So even though I'm definitely a believer in you know, saying, you know, fuck these hoes, I'm gonna play video and eat junk food. Uh, Try to strike a balance. Try to strike a balance, because to me that's what makes life the most fun, is having that a good balance between you know, taking good care of yourself, being productive, but also having fun, indulging in what you like to do. You know, like it was funny. Like yesterday, before I went running, like I woke up and the first thing I did was jack off the porn, and then I got up and said, "Let's go running." Right? Like that's balance. That's living a balanced lifestyle. I woke up and gooned and then said, "Let's go run for 10 fucking miles in the sun." You know, I went to work today, came home, ate, took a nap, and now I'm playing video games, you know? So I made my money today, and now I'm playing this stupid fucking game. God damn it. Dude, I gotta find these. I gotta do this. I have to do this. Because I put in so much work already. But I think this is it right here. We got 3 more to go. So it's just about figuring out how to get the spiders out of this hole, bro. Why is it when I talk to people 35 plus with no kids, they sound smart, reasonable people? Meanwhile, most people with multiple kids are ignorant and live poorly. You know, there's a lot that is said about people not having kids. You know, there's that, especially within like the alt-right, the conservative movement. You know, I call them extreme natalists. You know, because it's not enough for them to have kids. They need everybody else to have kids, no matter what their circumstances are. But I think whether you agree with it or not, in terms of like people deciding not to have kids, one thing is undeniable: the choice to not have kids is, to me, rooted in some degree of higher intelligence. Because it's a decision that stems from you having the ability to think forward. Which doesn't seem that amazing, and it shouldn't be, but that's why people who choose not to have kids do tend to be smarter. From what I've seen, like because it's really just a common sense thing. And because people get so retarded when it comes to like reproducing. So it's like with my job, like if you guys are my friends, right? And you know that I'm not making that much money at my job. I got a broke nigga job. And I say, you know what? I'm gonna get a Lamborghini. And yeah, I'm gonna have to pay like $1,200 a month in car payments, but I'm gonna get a Lamborghini. You would say, Chad, don't be retarded. You can't afford that. You can't afford a Lamborghini car payment, bro. Like you got a job, but you're not making enough money. Like this is how people with common sense think. And so we see that clearly, but for some reason, people can't make that connection when it comes to kids. Like you don't have a job, or you make very little money at the jobs you have. You're a dropout. You're overweight. Whatever. Like you're kind of a loser. and you still trying to have kids, it don't make sense. Like it's not a lot. It's literally just stupid. It's just a stupid thing to do. If I'm stupid for getting for trying to get a Lamborghini with an entry-level job, then why am I not also stupid for having kids when I'm broke? So yeah, it's like that's really what it is a sign that you are a forward-thinking person. And I see it all the time. Like people just, like I said, I hate it because these people out here, like, you're reproducing for nothing. You ain't got a plan. You don't even like your baby mama or your baby daddy. Y'all don't get along. You live with your mama. You don't got a job. Like, there are people who are like pregnant right now, and you know what they're looking forward to? They're looking forward to the food stamps that they're gonna get. Right? These people are idiots. They're fucking morons. That is so dumb. I'm telling you, like, if you are looking forward to the food stamps that you're gonna be getting, you don't need to be having kids, bro, because you literally can't afford it. If you're looking forward to the food stamps that you're gonna get from having kids, or the low income house you're gonna get from having kids, you should not have kids. Because you're basically admitting that you can't afford to have them. Like, you're looking forward to the government paying for your kids, basically. That's really what that is. You're dumb. Very dumb. You're dumb and or just don't give a damn. But that's why. That's why. That's all it is. And like I said, you don't have to necessarily agree with the whole childlessness movement as a whole. That's not what I'm trying to argue. Like, you can have your opinion on that, whatever. That's fine with me. I'm just saying that it's a decision that requires a bit of thought. That's why. It means that your brain is functioning. Dude, this is not gonna work. I don't get it. Like, the only way I'd be able to plan it, I would have to be able to walk on the wall. I can't, because I can't throw the bean in there like a basketball. I'm trying to bomb this shit again. Shit. But, you know, I will say, like, the biggest problem with people not wanting to have kids, like, this is the actual problem, right? And it's funny. The problem is that the people who don't want to have kids are usually probably better suited to have them than a lot of the people that do have kids. That's the issue. Like, I don't have kids. My sister does, right? I'm willing to bet my testicles that I will be a better parent than my sister. Even though I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have kids. But I would bet my balls. And you know what? I'll throw my penis in there too. That's how confident I am. I'll bet my balls and my penis that I'll be a better parent than my sister. Because even though I don't want to have kids, like, I'm not like some horrific person either. Like, the first thing I would think is, oh, I'm having a kid. I can't work this entry-level job anymore. I gotta get something better. Like, because I'm not retarded. Oh, let me go get a better job because I'm having a kid. Right? Step one, get a better job, nigga. Don't wait for the food stamps. But guys be out here like knowing they girl pregnant, thinking about the food stamps they're gonna get. Ugh. But that's the actual problem with people not wanting to have kids. It's never the people who really should not have kids that don't want kids. That's the problem. It's never them. They always have them. It's never the people that shouldn't have kids that don't want kids. Or very rarely that's the case. You do have some people like they might have like a genetic disorder or something that they don't want to pass down, like schizophrenia or whatever the case may be. You do have that happens, but I think that's the minority. I've heard some people speculate that's why Michael Jackson didn't want his kids to have his DNA, because his children are clearly not made from his sperm, and you know, there's much to be said about that, but you know, speculation is that he might not have wanted to pass down his vitiligo. You know, he had a skin condition that destroyed the pigment in his skin in certain areas. That's why he had bleached. That's why he bleached the. He just went ahead and bleached all his skin so it would match. Like, I'd rather have all white skin than like some white, some black. But I think, you know, that's what some people speculate, was that he was concerned about passing that down. Understandably so, but you know, sometimes stuff like that can skip generations. You know, because if Michael had it, that means that he got it from his mother or his father, even though they never showed signs of vitiligo. So you can have vitiligo and have children, and they might not have it, or you could not have show any sign of it, and your children have it. It just depends on how your DNA or your genes kind of decide to work. Oh my god. If I don't figure this out, I gotta start like all the way over, bro. Like this is bad. Innocent until proven guilty. He made an entire song talking about killing the bitch. Look, man, I hear you, but I gotta go with the American way. You know, cause look, I might find myself in a situation. They're gonna be like, oh man, Chad Marco accused of killing or raping this girl, and they're gonna be like, I'm like, nah, and they're gonna be like, well, what about this song, Rather See You Die? Like, wait a minute, what about this song, Nice Girl? Wait, what about this song, the Santa Barbara Massacre? They're like, oh shit. Like, oh damn, y'all had to dig those up. I figured it out. I figured it out. That's what I had to do. You gotta send the spiders in there to go get them. I did it. But the bad thing about it, I gotta go back and do it to get those spiders again. Cause I only got one damn jar. I figured it out though. I was desperate, bro. I did some of my best thinking when I'm desperate, though. It's a fact. Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Like, I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't want somebody to use Nice Girl against me. You never know what could happen. She's a nice girl, but I can't have her. If I can't have her, then nobody can have her. Put a knife out, stalk her ass, then stab her. Police on the way, hope they like my brain matter. She's a nice girl, but I can't have her. If I can't have her, then nobody can have her. Chad Marco's ex-girlfriend found dead. Like, wait a minute, I know how this looks. I'm gonna feel like OJ. Even though OJ was likely involved. You guys ever hear about the accomplice theory in the OJ Simpson case? Like, there's a theory that, yeah, OJ was there when Nicole and Ron Goldman was killed, but that it was actually his bodyguard that killed them. That he killed Ron Goldman first and then killed Nicole because she saw it. It's either that OJ was there when he did it or he showed up as he was doing it. But it would explain some of the inconsistencies with the case that kind of allowed OJ to get off. Like the whole glove thing, right? Like the idea is that the glove, it didn't fit OJ because it belonged to his bodyguard, who was apparently like this hardcore like mafia guy or something. Like he was like OJ had a reputation for being cool with some sketchy people. But you know, it's just one of the many theories. But out of all the theories that I've researched, to me that's the most believable one. But you kind of gotta like look into it to see why it makes sense. And then there's like that dumbass theory that his son killed. Oh, hello, guy. I did it. Oh, I've been saved. I thought that I was going to die. You see, a while back, someone told me I could become rich, and he gave me this mask. He said the instructions were inscribed somewhere in here, but when I went to look, I was cursed. If I had known that it would have been, if I had known it would have been an ordeal, I never would have taken it. Here, take it. It's yours. You got the mask of truth. This is the same mask that Sheikah spoke of. This mask allows you to hear and understand the wisdom of gossip, stones, and the thoughts of animals. I've had enough of this. As soon as I get it together, I'm going home. This mask didn't do shit when I wore it in Ocarina of Time. I wish it could turn me to a spider. I've had it with this foolish master. What's a racing dog like me doing in a place like this? How I missed the ranch. I did all that for this? Damn. Truth be told, I don't want kids because I just see how messed up the world is. I'd rather not reproduce and minimize my engagement with society. I feel exactly the same way, actually. I think there are very dark times ahead, to be honest, bro. Like, I think we are literally, if people don't wake up and start like actively rebelling against some of these things that are happening, like it's gonna get really bad, bro. Like some of these things that they're plotting and planning and scheming, it's like it's very serious, bro. Like I know I'm sitting here playing Zelda without a care in the world, but there's a lot of crazy shit happening right now. You have all these data centers going up, and these data centers are like they're raising the electric and water bills of the local communities that they're being built in. They're sucking up gallons of water in order to stay cool. And so, you know, that can be connected to like the droughts that are happening like in different states. Like I know North Carolina, my state, is experiencing a bit of a drought. I wonder if that might have something to do with these data centers being built, and they're sucking up all this water in order to you know, cool these facilities. They're talking about building a data center in my city. You know, then of course you got these wars. And again, I think like one of the most disturbing things to me that's happening, obviously, is the wars in the Middle East. But even more so is like, for once, we are seeing wars that are being waged without any real justification. we are seeing the mass killing of innocent civilians, and destruction of their infrastructure, like deliberate destruction of their infrastructure, like in Gaza in particular. Um, and it's like you look at our now. Obviously, there are a lot of people that are against it. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the fact that our government is now doing this stuff openly without even a proper narrative to try to justify it, and we're just kind of sitting back and watching it happening, you know. Um, and I think that says so much about the state of the world right now, bro. Like you have Israel just like mass killing innocent people and doing all types of crazy shit in the Middle East right now, and like our politicians, our statesmen, our representatives are still sitting there saying, "Oh, this is our greatest ally," right? It's like it's so unbelievably it's just so unbelievable, and I think it's gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. And so where'd that Deku Shrub go? When I see his face, I get all riled up. But yeah, if like you see the trajectory that we're on, we're going to continue to see a loss of freedom and liberty as time goes on. Americans, we're kind of lucky because we have certain protections in place, like the First Amendment, Second Amendment, things like that. But they're working on that shit too, and we're still losing freedom bit by bit as well. And you look at other first world countries like Britain, Australia, and whatnot, like they're just ahead of the curve as far as losing theirs. But everything that you see happening over there, you best believe that they want the same happening over here. It just takes longer because we have these protections in place. But yeah, the world is headed for a dark, I think, dark time. If not within like the next few years, then definitely a bit beyond that for sure. If people don't wake up and start trying to do something about it, you know, it's like I always wondered the question. Why would a slave have kids? Like, if you were a slave and you knew that your children were going to be like beaten in front of you, raped in front of you, and all that shit, and there was nothing you can do about it, would you still have kids? And I wouldn't. I'm like, damn, man, I'm not going to subject them to this life. But I think that's where we're headed. I mean, and it's happening now. You know, in different ways. It's like you look at the war in Ukraine, they're kidnapping men and forcing them on the front lines to go get blown the fuck up. Like that's slavery. That's just a different form of that's slavery masked as civic duty. Even worse when you understand why the war is being waged in the first place. But this is the world that we live in. And you know they want to do that to us. These politicians, they're salivating at the mouth. They will, oh my God, bro. You know how they have those videos of like the Ukrainian and Russian soldiers being blown up by drones and shit? Like dying these humiliating, violent deaths. I promise you, people like Lindsey Graham, Ben Shapiro, Donald Trump, like they are salivating at the mouth. Like they want that for us so bad. You know it. They want that so they cannot wait. They want Americans dying in agony in the Middle East, man. I promise you. They want it. I don't think they like that is their wet dream, but that's why they're escalating all this stuff so fast. Because I think that they want to see it in their lifetime. That's why there's like a major war every couple of years. Because I think like these old wicked men, they don't want to die without seeing they don't want to die without seeing the destruction and the chaos and the pain that they can inflict upon the masses. They don't want to die before they can see that. They want that bad. I was bad. So, and if it's not my generation, then it'll be the next one. That's why I'm like, you know what? Probably not gonna have kids. Now, if I had a lot of money, then that'd be different. You know, money can insulate you from a lot of these problems. So I will say that. All that, and I'm still no closer to figuring out how to get to the damn mountains, bro. That's just great. I thought maybe the solution would be getting this mask. Let me go talk to the mask guy. Let me see what he's talking about. You don't wipe them though, just for companionship. Not, bro. That's what my friend said. I remember. I always remember this. It's so funny. When my friend met his current baby mama, she already had 2 kids, and I remember when they met. You know, he was telling me about her. And he was like, this girl think I'm invested. She think like I'm trying to be in a relationship with her and I'm not. Fast forward, like he's had multiple kids with her. So I'm just saying, like you think one thing, bro, but life don't work like that. That is the massive truth, isn't it? You have a frightful mask, but being able to see into people's hearts and minds seems useful. Like, I get what you're saying, but life just don't really work like that. Because sometimes human emotion just takes over. So you start dealing with her and it's like, well, I didn't mean to fall in love, but before you know it, you've literally falling in love with a single mom, bro. It can happen. Like, you don't choose who you fall in love with. It's not always like a logic-based thing. Logically, I know being with a single mother is stupid, but emotionally, none of that matters. So if I put myself in that situation, it's a dangerous situation to actually put yourself into. You got to have a immense amount of self-control to make sure that your emotions don't get wrapped up in that situation. You might end up falling in love with the kid, developing a good relationship with the kid, and wanting to, you know, help the kid out, support the kid. You know, it happens. Especially a guy like me, like, you know, as red, black pilled as I am, like I'm a big softy, man. Like I love people, I love kids. Like I would be a perfect if. Hopefully, I hope that I would have the self-control to not do like. I would like to think that, but at the same time, I know I'm not a savage. Like I'm not like those guys. I'm a nice guy. So I think that I'm more susceptible to those type of emotions. So I need to actually not put myself in that situation. Well, I got you. So I get the you know the idea there is you know, oh, just use them for their holes, and then, or dick them down and throw them to the side. Who the hell is that nigga over there? That's a nice mask. Well, that must be his grandma or something. Buying 2 of the same thing won't do you any good. Okay. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt. Hey, guy. Uh-huh. Oh, wait. A powder keg. We could blow up the rock with this. I'd like you to buy my bomb too, but it's just too heavy for you to carry. You son of a bitch, I need this. Like, this is exactly what I need. What if I'm a Deku Shrub? You like me now, nigga? Damn. I think I need this bomb. But it's too heavy for me to carry. Who would be able to carry the bomb? So that might be how I might need to start thinking about that bomb. So who could carry the bomb? Who's the mightiest person in Termina? I'll never forget that conversation, man. My friend was like, she thinks I'm invested. She thinks I give a fuck. I'm just having fun. And then the dude literally had like 4 or 5 kids with her, bro. I'm like, dude. And look, that's fine. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, he ended up falling in love with her, and they're still together to this day. Like, I'm not criticizing him for that. I'm saying that he, at that time, he thought that he was Mr. Red Pill. He thought he was Mr. Red Pill Mac Daddy, and then fell in love. So again, that sounds cool on the surface, but life don't always work like that. Sometimes you just, shit happens, man. You know, it's just, you know, it's kind of similar. It's like that girl I met at the gym. Like, look, dude, every time I saw her, I was like, this girl kind of ugly, bro. Like, I can't do nothing with this. Right? I thought she was just some ugly, dorky girl at the gym. And then we started talking about anime. And before I knew it, I was like, damn, I like this girl. I was not attracted to her at all, bro. I was like, oh, there's the ugly girl that works at the gym. You know, we would talk every now and then, but it was like, whatever. But boy, we started talking about damn anime, bro. I swear, that's my weakness right there. Don't let me run into a bitch that like anime. But I'm just saying, things like that can happen, man. So I think it's best just don't play with fire like that. You playing with fire. I don't think it's worth it. You playing with fire, bro. Don't think that you're above falling in love with the wrong person. That is sage fucking advice right there. Do not think you are above falling in love with the wrong person. It can happen. It can definitely happen. You have women that fall in love with men that beat the shit out of them and cheat on them, but the attachment is just so strong they can't find it within themselves to get out of that situation. That's what happened to my mom. She fell in love with the wrong man, and it fucked her life up in a lot of different ways. It fucked her life up and endangered her children and all of that. So I just say it's best not to play with fire like that. If you logically understand that you shouldn't be dealing with a certain type of person, don't deal with them. Don't let your ego think that you're somehow better than the power of love. Even I don't think that. It's like I've always said, you know, I feel like men have a particular advantage in that. Have I hit this? Okay, men have a particular advantage in that we don't have to deal with a lot of temptation from women because we're expected to pursue in the chase. Did he finish? He finished. He actually did it. So you gotta wait till the 3rd day. I thought I needed a bomb. He actually finished. Romani Ranch. Oh! I think I know what to do. This is probably where we're going to get a horse from, right? Unfortunately, we only got 1 day left before the damn moon falls, but I think I get it. I think I understand. I think we're going to make progress soon. Things looking up for us. But yeah, I think guys are lucky because we don't have to deal with a lot of temptation. Like, we gotta foolishly put ourselves in stupid situations with women. That's my horse. Oh shit. This bitch stole my horse. Who are you? Romani, the ranch girl, was added to your notebook. I wonder if my cute face owner will let me quit practicing yet. Just stupid ass over there. Who are you again? Bitch, give me my damn horse. Since she looks defeated. Damn, what happened to you? Maybe I can just buy the horse. Who's in here? Mama's house. I done fell in love with an ugly girl. Oh, nobody in there. Damn. Maybe it got something to do with this thing here. Is that creature like making her depressed or something? Yo, she look high as hell, bro. She look like she on a Xanax bar or some shit, bro. I'm talking about 40, 50. 40, oh, hey, oh, now you really tripping. 40, 50? 40, 50, oh my God, what? Now, like, damn, now that's just like pointless. Like, what are we doing? We banging 40-year-olds? That's even worse in a way. Like, that's, damn, like, she ain't even got no juice left in the damn box. Shit. I'm thinking a little. My little sister, she, what shall we do, our precious cows? If I thought it would come to this, then what Romani said I should have. Premier, the ranch owner, was added. So they literally took the adult version of, what was his name? Melan. They took her adult character model and made it the older sister, and took her child character model and made, bro. I'm not feeling this recycling of NPCs, bro. It's lazy. They got this, dude. I get it. People love Majora's Mask, fine. But can we just call a spade a spade? This is fucking lazy. This is just fucking lazy, bro. Like, that's it. Like, you can't, like, this is just lazy shit. These are the same character models, bro. What if What if now you played Resident Evil 2 and they took the character model for Ben, the reporter, and then put it in Resident Evil 3 and said, "This is Carlos now." That's stupid. This is lazy. Come on now. Like, I get it. Some people just, they love Majora's Mask. That's fine by me. But I feel like people's love for this game like gets in the way of them seeing like the flaws of it and the late. Like, that is just so lazy. They took her child and adult character models and just made them like two separate people in the next game. Like, they didn't even have the decency to at least like use one and then create another one for the other character. What the hell was that? If I known it would have come to this. What she's talking about? Yo, she is zooted. Well, I found my horse. I know where my horse is at, but they got her. They got my damn horse. Well, let's keep looking, man. You better off just being a stepdad. The way you talking, I see it. Fuck, there ain't no better off being a stepdad. Ain't no way. There ain't no nigga that's better off being a stepdad, bro. There ain't even no such thing as it's better off being a stepdad. But I'm saying that some guys are just like not savage. Like, some guys just nice guy types that, you know, kind of just fit into that role. But it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to be taking care of another nigga's ball juice. But if you don't have the understanding of why it's a bad idea, you can find yourself falling into that trap. But nah, there ain't no such thing. There ain't no such thing as that. But again, man, the issue is more so like when emotions get involved, you start to look past shit that you shouldn't. That's the thing about it. You start to look past certain things. You know, it's like when I look at my friend and him getting with his baby mama who already had kids, her already having kids presented problems that he had dealing with her ex boyfriends or baby daddies and shit like that. It ain't worth it. I heard it from my gramp. Says the moon's gonna fall. With something that big, it's sure to take this ranch down with it. Oh well. My only regret is that I won't get to see these guys in their prime as roosters. The cuckoo loving grog was added to your notebook. Okay. All they did was put a mohawk on the sad dude from Kakariko Village, bro. At least they had the decency to put to change his hair. I like how my first instinct was to try to kill these damn chickens. I don't know, Spawn. Like, you've been off your game today, bro. You've been saying some dumb shit today. I'm sorry. I thought I heard a gallop somewhere. I'm trying to roll into all these trees. You're not a stepdad. You are the dad that stepped up. Oh yeah, I forgot. I stepped up. Bring. Really, in like to me, I feel like being a stepdad is really settling. That's really what it is. Like it's settling, it's giving up in a way. And that's what's so sad about it. It's dare I say it's a humiliation ritual, bro. Like it's just so many layers of like humiliation that go with that shit, bro. You know, even, you know, Deontay Wilder, the boxer, you know, his ex-wife had a kid when they met. And he told a story about how her child had told him, like they got into an argument. He was like, you're not even my dad. Like, that's what you get for trying to step up and be a dad for these badass little nappy head niggas. I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it. And then on top of that, you got to remember, like, you have the expectation of providing and taking care of that child. And you haven't even, like, you don't even get the benefit of having reproduced your genes. Like, I'm not one of these guys that say, like, oh, you're a biological failure if you don't reproduce. But let's look at it from that angle. You putting in all the work of a father, and you haven't even propagated your fucking genes, bro. Like, what? Then on top of that, and the sad reality of it is that if the girl that you're with didn't have kids, she would have never gave you a chance. 9 times out of 10, the stepdad would have never got that girl or that woman if she didn't have kids. Because what happens is, when women have kids, their value goes down. Not completely. Again, I'm not using the whole wall cope theory here. I'm just saying their value does go down. Because guys who have enough self-respect not to be a stepdad aren't going to go for it. And so it does start to kind of affect their dating pool a little bit. And so, you know, they lower their standards a bit to, you know, for guys that are willing to look past the fact that they have kids. Oh, nice. But they would have never given you a chance if they didn't have kids. So, like, there's an underlying disrespect to it. Because you're with somebody who really... And, you know, it's funny, there was a video that came out where this woman was, like, basically admitting this. Like, she was admitting that she always thought less of the guys that took her seriously. Because she had 3 kids. She said she always thought less of them. Like, she appreciated it. Like, she was happy that they gave her a chance. But she said, she straight up said in the back of her mind, she always thought less of men that were willing to look past the fact that she had 3 kids. Because she looked at it like, what the hell are you doing? she looked at it like, what's wrong with you, nigga? But, you know, if you're willing to do that, then I'm going to let you do that. I'm not going to complain about it. So... What the hell is wrong with this bitch? What's the... I thought maybe if I played the song, she would be like, oh, yes. I found my horse, but I don't know how to get that shit, bro. Somebody got to do it. Yeah, somebody will do it. Somebody will do it. It won't be me, but somebody will do it. You know, one thing I will say, like, you don't have to worry about single mothers finding a man as long as they're attractive. Attractive single mothers don't suffer, bro. I'm going to tell you. I know guys like to talk about the wall, but the fact is, attractive women just don't really suffer from stuff like that. As long as you're attractive, you'll be all right. So, you know, somebody got to do it, and somebody will do it. A sucker is born every minute. I couldn't do it though. I couldn't do it. I mean, for all the reasons that I listed. Like, the kid is bad enough, but it's like I said, bro. It's knowing that she would have never gave me a chance if she didn't have kids. Like, to me, that's the ultimate disrespect of it all. It's knowing she would have never gave me a chance if she didn't have kids. You know what she did? She reproduced the big dick thug nigga. She got what she wanted, and now she want a stupid punk ass nigga that's dumb enough to take care of it. That's what it is. I reproduced the alpha. Now let me find a beta that's dumb enough to step up to the plate. You know, guys can try to deny it all they want to. And certainly there are exceptions. You have women that are widows and whatnot. But at the heart of it, like, that's really what the dynamic is most of the time. You know, I might be saying it in the meanest way possible, but that's basically what's happening. Him and dad just stepped up. Ah, so these stones give me hints. Cafe is awaiting a letter from Anju. What the hell is wrong with her? Who are you again? Well, I found a horse. I might not figure out what to do this episode, but I think we made progress because now we at least know where we gotta go. Or, yeah, like we know where to look now. So we know that by the third day, he's gonna have that rock broken. So we have made some progress. I would only date a single mom if I was a single dad as well. I mean, yeah, that's I get that line of thinking, like you're being fair. But I would still say try to avoid it if you can. I would still say if you can find a woman that's willing to look past it, that's still better. Like, don't fall into the trap of thinking that because you have a kid as a man that you have to be with a woman who has a kid, because women don't think that way. Always remember that. Don't sabotage yourself unnecessarily, because women don't do that. Remember, women don't think like that. Women don't say, because I have a kid, I have to be with a man who has a kid. Women with children are known for finding guys that don't have kids and locking them down. And I know I'm being kind of, maybe I sound kind of mean. I'm being funny here. But look, on the brighter side, there are step niggas that are in happy, healthy relationships with single mothers. Like, let's be real about that. Like, it's not always like some terrible cuck situation. Maybe the underlying realities of it are kind of ugly, but you know, let's try to be more positive about it, right? You know, it's not always this terrible situation. Yeah, she would have never fucked you if she didn't have a kid, but let's forget about that. Let's put that to the side. We don't got to think about that right now. But we do know it. But yeah, just all I'm saying is, as a guy who has kids, you don't have to think like that. Just remember that women don't think like that at all. They will gladly lock down a man with no kids, with no remorse. Who is Anju? Maybe he's in my book. Anju's grandmother. Oh, so it's the woman at the end. Okay, let's go talk to her. Is this the end? No, this is the mayor's residence. But you know, I get the temptation of dating a single mother though, because what I realize is that dating single mothers allows certain guys to date outside of their league. That's a big part of it. It allows like beta males to get with girls they would have normally never had a chance with, or previously never had a chance with. So I get the temptation for sure. Man, I always remember when I was working at my part-time job a while ago, and I bumped into this girl, and man, she was cute. She was cute, nice body, but I knew she had a kid because there was like I was working at like this. It was a building where they had like this like summer school, summer camp thing in a part of the building. So I knew that's why she was there, to either drop off or sign up her kid for that. That was the only reason for her to be there at that time of day. So I was like, oh, she must have a kid that she's signing up for this program. But I remember that we had kind of bumped into each other because I'd opened the door for her because I was cleaning the building at the time. And I remember I was like, damn, bro, like, I know she got a kid, but damn. So this is Anju. The hell is that? Is that a shitter? That looks like a letter, kinda. Don't it look like a letter? But yeah, I get it, man. I kind of get the temptation because it does allow certain guys to date outside of their league. And so it's like, you know, I wouldn't normally get a girl this cute. I wouldn't normally get a girl this cute if I didn't. If I didn't be the dad that stepped up. I don't think I would fall into that trap. I think I'm smarter than that. I like to think I'm smarter than that. But at the same time, I hope I'm never put in that type of tempting situation. Okay, you do have like some very attractive single mothers out here. 'Cause a lot of girls where I'm from, they get pregnant very young. So. But I remember even this morning I saw this black woman walking and she had a fat ass, boy. It's like, woo. But of course she had 2 kids with her. I think she was taking them to school or something. And I was like, you know, I always like to play this game. Like if I see a black woman with a fat ass in a grocery store or something, I try to wait a little bit to see if her kids are gonna come running around the corner. Because a lot of times, like when you see girls like that, they got kids somewhere. Girls with that body type can't help but get pregnant young. It is what it is. I think we got to reset. I think it's time to reset. I think it's time. Write A down, write A down. I think it's time. You know what I feel like is gonna happen one day? You know, because it's like I always say, my virginity is protected by fate. Okay, I still got that mask. I feel like one day I'm gonna get an opportunity to have sex or a girlfriend. But you know what's gonna get in the way? It's gonna be with a bitch that got kids or something. I've had several things cop block me in the past, you know, but I haven't been cock blocked by a woman having kids yet. Is that red dot that bird? Yeah, why did they put him as a red dot on the map? I get it, like he got, you know, you get a lot of money from him, but I don't know, that's kind of weird to me when they did that. Yep, so I think you gotta wait till the 3rd day and then it's gonna be down. But then probably later in the game, you can buy that powder keg and blow it up early to get over there. But fuck this game. that was the stream. I will see you guys next time. I'm getting out of here. I'll probably stream again about like Thursday night, something like that. And hopefully we'll actually make some progress. Until then,